In this episode, I'm sharing some things I've been up to in the past year and what I'm doing for myself and my business in the coming months. For those of you who are new to Women Taking the Lead, hello and welcome. I'm Jodi Flynn and welcome to the Women Taking the Lead podcast. I'm an executive leadership coach, author, speaker, workshop facilitator, and I have the privilege to work with women leaders to hone the skills that will allow them to thrive in senior leadership. I have a special place in my heart working with women who are still recovering from their last promotion. I am now settled in my new home in Norfolk, Virginia, and thanks to the beauty of technology, I've been able to continue to work with women all over the world as I transitioned from Maine to Massachusetts and then on to Virginia. I do individual and group coaching as well as workshops and team retreats. I am the current president of the board for the Maine Women's Conference, and I'm on the board of advisors for LeadHERship Global. I hope that this episode finds you healthy and well. There is so much change swirling around us right now, and it's so important for us to balance what needs to get done and be decided, and taking time for yourself to pause and process everything that's going on. Speaking of some things that are going on, there are some exciting things going on behind the scenes with the Maine Women's Conference. We are actively producing our We Are Me interview series, which features gritty, determined, and inspirational women from all over Maine who sit down live via Zoom to chat with a Maine Women's Conference board member to share her story, the lessons she's learned, and her words of wisdom. Participants on these calls have an opportunity to listen in and ask questions. The next We Are Me event is coming up on June 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Sherry Mitchell. And Sherry is a Native American attorney, teacher, author, activist, and changemaker. Sherry will be sharing her story of advocating for Indigenous rights and environmental justice. And you can go to themainewomensconference.org to find out more. There's also some exciting news coming out soon about the Maine Women's Conference 2021 event in November. Be sure you are subscribed to the newsletter and or following the Maine Women's Conference on social media. You definitely don't want to miss out on this. I'm also on the board of advisors for LeadHERship Global. LeadHERship Global is an incredibly impactful gathering of extraordinary women, connecting in a confidential, supportive, and private community. LeadHERship Global is specifically designed for the unique opportunities and challenges of senior leaders. Members have access to independent, unbiased, and expert advice on the most critical priorities facing leaders today to accelerate their success. I've been taking advantage of the training, the virtual roundtables, and networking opportunities the membership provides. What I love is there are plenty of opportunities to learn, network, and get mentoring for your specific needs and stage in your career or your business. You can find out more at LeadHERshipGlobal.com, and LeadHERship is spelled LeadHERship. I've been getting much more active on LinkedIn as well, and I'm really enjoying it. LinkedIn for me used to be a bit of a ghost town, and the posts shared on LinkedIn were pretty formal. There are more people active on LinkedIn now, and while the posts are primarily work and career related, which I like, they are much more engaging. If we are not connected on LinkedIn yet, please send me a connection request with a note saying that you found me on the podcast or you've been listening to the podcast and you would like to connect. I would love to chat with you and be in your network. So I've been active in these initiatives and working in my business. And while all of that has been satisfying and bringing me a lot of joy, I've also been feeling a pull recently to stop and reflect and think about how I want to move forward with my business. And that includes this podcast. So many good things are happening right now, and I know I need to make sure everything I do is in service of my mission. That mission is serving you and making sure I'm providing what you need to overcome any self-doubt so you can step gracefully into new levels of leadership and responsibility. To do that, I need to slow down to process what's been happening over the past 15 months. make some changes, and come back refreshed and ready to support you. Are you thinking about making some new changes as well? I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to me at Jodi, Jodi, at womentakingthelead.com or comment anywhere you find me on social media. And no, I'm not completely going away. I'll still be active and out there. I'm available via my email. I'll be posting on social media. So I will still be present. And in the meantime, there is a back catalog of 423 episodes of Women Taking the Lead. Can you even believe that? And rest assured, I'll be back. I am a podcaster at heart, and I love this medium. And if you are looking for more great podcasts to listen to, here are some other podcasts that I'm currently listening to on the regular. I'm going to list them here, but you can also find this list, which I've hyperlinked back to those podcasts websites, so you can find out more about them. And you can find that list in the show notes that go along with this episode at womentakingthelead.com/process. PROCESS. Okay, so I put them into a few different categories. So I first off have the living life well category. And those podcasts I put in the Happiness Lab with Dr. Laurie Santos, NPR's Life Kit, and Wine and Dine with Amy Irvine. Then I have some career-focused podcasts, which includes the LeadHERship Global podcast, Pioneers at Work, and Women Amplified with Celeste Headley. Then I have several business-focused podcasts, which is Coach Pony with Christy Mims, which is fantastic. If you are a coach, Christy blows my mind with many of the things she says. Then there is Speaking Your Brand with Carol Cox, the Biz Chicks podcast for women entrepreneurs, and The Brainy Business with Melina Palmer. Then I have a few favorites in the areas of sales, and that's Linking In with Louise, which you can also listen to if you just want to get better at utilizing LinkedIn in your career, being more visible, and connecting with other people. Then there's The Sales Maven with Nikki Rausch, Women Making Big Sales with Melinda Chen. And you're probably noticing, if you've been a longtime listener of the podcast, many of the podcasts that I've named are by women who I have had on this podcast because I am such big fans of theirs. And lastly, I have a category with a couple of podcasts called News and History. So there are the History Chicks and The Daily, which is the New York Times daily podcast, which is incredibly enjoyable and has also helped me gain greater insight into some of the things that are hitting the headlines in the news, which I really appreciate. So that's a bit of a list, but you can also find it at womentakingthelead.com/process. So you can click on any of those if you're interested. I know I'm always looking for a new podcast that's really good and really interesting. And as always, I hope this has been of value to you, and here is to your continued success. I will be back. Thank you all for joining me on Women Taking the Lead. And to strengthen you on your own leadership journey, I'd like to send you off with a quote from Marianne Williamson, so here goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Again, thank you for joining me, and here's to your success.